It's morning at the base camp of the Waldo Canyon Fire. Close to 1,500 wildland firefighters get up and head out. And as they leave, they pass a reminder of what's at stake. Residents come to cheer and thank these men and women who daily go out and risk their lives to try to save their town. The fire crews and hotshot teams fight the fire with shovels and hoses, while planes and helicopters drop water or fire retardant. But when the fires like this one become monsters, covering thousands of acres, there are never enough people or planes. Last Tuesday's firestorm demonstrated it can be frustrating and imperfect work. But it's the way wildfires have been fought for decades. Rick Stratton is changing that.
My main piece of equipment is this laptop.
Wendell Holmes Middle School in Colorado Springs is the Fire Command Center. School's out for the summer, so Stratton and his team have taken over Mrs. Wilson's science class, which seems only appropriate, because what Stratton is doing is cutting edge, and until very recently, unthinkable. He can predict where the fire will be, not tomorrow, but in 5 days, 10 days, even 21 days. The benefit is obvious. If you know where the fire is going, then you can strategically place your limited resources to stop it. 8 years ago, Stratton became part of a team that worked to come up with a computer program that would predict a fire's future. He's a self-professed fire nerd.
Because it's high-tech and it's cool, man.
Fires are propelled by three basic things: weather, fuel, and topography. Sounds simple, but just one look at a computer map of the winds interacting in the mountains, and you can see just how complicated it gets, which is why Stratton doesn't work alone. There's Julia Rutherford, the IMET, or incident meteorologist. She studies the weather. Wind shifts kill fire crews, and predicting them is her job.
If I see anything on the radar, I'll let you guys know as well. So have a very safe day out there.
When did the fire burn through here?
Oh, that was about 4 or 5 days ago.
Rudy Rodriguez is also part of the team. We follow him into the fire. He sets up remote automated weather stations, or RAWs.
Everybody calls it a lunar lander.
These robot weather observers constantly update conditions, even as the fire burns all around. With a few key punches, he gets the station to talk to me.
Air temperature 71.5 degrees.
Then there's Ashley Whitworth, a fuel technician. She takes samples of trees, bushes, and grass near the fire and is reminded of the urgency when a giant helicopter hovers almost overhead and drops water on a sudden blaze nearby. At a lab, she dries and analyzes the samples to see how quickly each will burn. Then there's 6'5" Nate Orsburn.
And the whole time we're walking, we're taking the log.
It's his job to record and photograph where the fire's already been, and he often works alone, hiking miles from the nearest road. Stratton himself goes into the field. He follows the fire from the ground, then takes me with him to look at it from the air.
I was really curious of why these were holding right here.
He takes all of the information from Julia, from Rudy, from Ashley, from Nate, and others and punches it into a computer. The end result is a color-coded map that tells fire commanders with varying degrees of probability where the fire is headed and when it will get there. And it works.
So we planned based on what this was telling us. Here, it's going to go this way. And then we came in here. It's still pretty hot in here, but it's holding. And we're going to catch it here.
Like all firefighters here, Stratton's exhausted. When I asked what keeps him going, he suddenly forgets the data and talks in very human terms about what he saw when he fought on the line.
And I've witnessed firsthand people coming to their destroyed home and the agony. It's probably the sickest I've ever felt in my life, hearing their cries and seeing their sorrow.
For Stratton, there are no cheering crowds, but he is every bit a wildland firefighter who uses a laptop instead of a shovel.